Alright boys, I'm not gonna lie, I've been feeling really sick recently and I did not feel like doing any videos this week, but I did want to try to push one out because like I said, I want to keep this pushing and this content grind has to keep grinding, you know what I'm saying? I gotta keep, that's what I do, that is what I do, and that's what I will continue to do, and that's who I am. If I haven't already said it, what's up, it's your boy Unbridled Bargo, and I'm back with another video for this week. Well, it was supposed to come out today or even yesterday, but like I said, I've been sick, so I'm gonna try to have this one out by the middle of the week, this coming week. Anyway, our topic today is gonna be, is the S197 a great first car? Obviously with the S197 there, it ran from 05 to 2014, so there's a pretty big variety out there, and I can say I have the experience of owning three, and those three being the 4-liter V6, the 3.7-liter V6, and now this 2014 Mustang GT with the 5-liter. Which one would be the first car? So if I were to ask, are these cars a great first car? Like I said, it's not really a black and white answer. And what I will say is each car has its own perks. And with me experiencing the majority of the S197s, I'll say that it's a better, I'll say the 4-liter was definitely the perfect first car for me. And that's really what it comes down to, is what you prefer. Assuming that you are watching this video for Mustangs, you've already really determined what first car you want. Now it's just a matter of which one's gonna be best for you. And I'm really targeting the younger generation out there that's getting into these cars, because they can be pretty dangerous and kind of sketchy because of how old they are, and it's not as modern as these newer 2020s and 2024 Mustang. Excuse me, I'm doing this off script, so I'm thinking off the dome. Anyway, for the younger ones out there, I know everyone wants to hop in a Mustang GT, and me now having this experience, I can tell you right now, absolutely not. I mean, it's cool to have one, but if you don't have that experience of being able to control them or just managing that power, like I had a comment recently asked me, how do you control it from flooring it? Because he has a 13 or 14 Mustang, and he said he was really scared to do so because of all the videos that he's seen of these cars wrecking. And I can, like I told him, it's about respecting the power in these cars, because these things will absolutely whip out on you. Oversteering or something could lead you into some bad situations. Like I was saying, the best starter car, in my opinion, this is where my point's going to, I started off with a 4-liter Mustang. And now this isn't going to be a review on the 4-liter Mustang, but I am going to glaze over, no diddy, most of the details about the car and why I believe it's the perfect first car for a starter, like a younger car enthusiast who's wanting to get into this and wanting to figure out what he wants. If you really want a Mustang, or if you want to get a different platform that's more safer or just more accustomed to what you like. Here's my few points. I'm going to start off with the pricing of these cars, the style of the car, the performance of the car, and of course the aftermarket of the car. 4 points. I may add in another point, but those 4 points are what I really want to get across for the younger generations wanting to get into these cars. Starting off from 05 to 2010, they came with the 4-liter V6, you know, the Ranger engine. It's a pretty good engine. It sounds pretty good. If you replace the muffler with like an aftermarket axle back, specifically, it's been so long, I don't even remember what I have on mine, but I would say like a Flowmaster, I believe. It makes them sound pretty beefy for a little V6. Well, little, I say little, they're actually pretty big V6s. That's besides the point. You can get these cars. I'm not sure what the 10 ones cost, and to be honest, I haven't seen that many 10s out there. I know from 05 to 09, I see a lot of those everywhere. You could probably go down the street and find you a 4-liter or 2006 Mustang or something just sitting there corroding in dust. And Mr. Jimmy is probably just not giving it a second glance. He'll probably give it to you for about $1,200 to $1,500. That's my point though. These cars are extremely cheap. On the budget, if you're a high schooler getting ready to graduate and you're looking for your first car, there you go. The pricing on it, you just can't beat it. And if you want to get rid of it, you're not losing anything. So that's the pricing. Then there's the style of the car. It is still a Mustang at the end of the day. V6, V8, inline 6, that doesn't exist, but you know what I mean. It's still a Mustang. You get the looks of the S197. It doesn't quite have everything the GT has, and in my opinion, the V6 underbite on the bumper and the one exhaust pipe and all the badging and all the little things that make it a V6 compared to the GT, like something lesser, are a little bugging, but that's something you can replace if you want to, which in my opinion, you probably wouldn't even want to do that. bad because it still looks good. It's still a Mustang. There's that. But overall, the styling is pretty much the same as the GT. So that's the styling. It's a beautiful car. The performance, okay, the 4-liter Mustang is not fast. It's absolutely a slug. Like, it's slow. It's slow. Believe me, it's slow. You can pep it up. It's slow, but it's quick. It'll get out of the hole. You're just not going to pull on nobody. And it sounds good doing it. In my opinion, it doesn't have the high performance. Well, that's a fact. It doesn't have the performance, but it has a soul. And it's fun. It's fun. That's the most important part I want to get across. It's a fun car, and you'll enjoy it if you're into Mustangs, especially if that's your first. To recap, you're not breaking the bank. You're getting a beautiful Mustang, an S197. It has a fun factor, and you can tune it, which is getting into the aftermarket parts. So this is an S197, and you can put literally anything imaginable on this car. You can rice it out easily. Don't do that because I said so, but you can do it. That's pretty much it. It's like the perfect first car. And I'll add in reliability. I've driven my car up until 245,000 miles, and that's when the timing chain finally broke on it, in which that's the reason I haven't fixed it. That car has been reliable. Like, there was the only major problem before that was the harmonic balancer broke on it, and I'm not really sure why, but after replacing that, the transmissions in those cars are pretty, like, they're reliable, but they're not reliable. I don't really know how to explain it. I did have to replace the transmission, but it only costed me like $700 to do so. You know, it's cheap. The budget on this car is honestly insanely cheap. Just another quick recap. The The budget is good on this car. It looks good. It's very reliable. It's got a huge aftermarket support, and performance is meh. You know, it's fun. That's what I would say. Oh, bless me. Yeah, if it was me and I had a choice to start over and I had no experience, I would get a 2010 Mustang V6 because it comes with the 4-liter. I would get the manual one just because I wouldn't have that experience, and I can tell you right now, learning manual is the most fun thing you can do, and there's a lot of like you being connected to the car and you learning from your mistakes, and it's just fun to do. That's what I would do, and I would do exactly what I did to my gray car Zelda, and I would mod it just because I was stupid and I loved my car, and it worked out pretty good. So there's that. Anywho, those are going to be my things. Like, that's my standpoint when it comes to the 05 to 14 Mustangs. I like to add this in here too. The reason I went for the V6 is the GTs are not starter cars. They're not. You can get into a V8. You can get into a 4.6. It won't kill you, but I mean, I'm just speaking from my experience. I personally haven't driven a 4.6 Mustang. A 3-valve is what they call them. So I can't really say too much on how good those cars are. But what I will say is, getting a V6, there is nothing you have to worry about. Wrecked the car, cool. It may have been special, but at the end of the day, it was just a test. That's what it really is. It's more of a test car to get you into what you want to do, you know, what car you want to get into. And that's how I look at Zelda. And to be honest, Zelda is just a part of me now. It's like, I can't get rid of that car. And even if I wanted to get rid of the car, I wouldn't get rid of the car. That's my advice. If you're looking into any Mustangs, definitely check out some 4-liter Mustangs. They're like the perfect first car. And if you already know what you want out of these cars, get a GT. Absolutely get a GT. Don't get a V6, get a GT. So I'm sick and I'm getting cold because it is cold out here and winter sucks. So I may be slowing down on the videos a little bit. I do have another video coming out soon though, because some goodies are coming in specifically. I ain't even gonna get into it, all right? But that's a little hint. I'll see y'all in the next one, which will probably be in a couple of days because I'm gonna try to get this out as soon as possible. Goodness, man, I'm just all over the place, Emma. I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out.